Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one here. It's a very sweet little box and it's just all about the shape, the colour, and it's not particularly about adding lots of decoration and embellishment to it. And I just fancied making a simplistic box that looks pretty with a pretty bow and pretty decorations. So I'm going to show you how to make it. Now the finished dimensions of this box, 1.5 inches that way, and 3.25 inches that way, and it's just lovely in centimetres, 3.5, 8.5. Good sized box, will hold all sorts. Probably actually would hold a deeply embellished card, perhaps, if you're making 3x3 cards. So this one is Pink Pirouette, and that's chocolate chip there, and obviously Whisper White. And I'm going to show you how to make a slightly different version of it. Or slightly different coloured version. So I have got Blushing Bride this time, so slightly different. Piece of cardstock is 11 by 6.25 inches, which is 27.5 by 15.5 centimetres. On the long side, you score it at 1.5. Don't jump it. 1.5, 4 3/4, 6.25, and 9.5 inches. Which is 3.5, 12, 15.5, 24 centimetres. Turn it round and score it at 1.5 and 4 3/4, which is 3.5 and 12 centimetres. Okay, so let's fold and burnish the score lines. So we're just going to trim up all of these sections here. So trim up and notch it in a little bit. So you're notching into the squares. I could imagine these done, a whole selection of these done as party favour boxes. You could do them in the colour theme. You know, maybe if you were doing it for a wedding, you would do perhaps in wedding colours. But maybe even for children, you could do it in their favourite colours. I've just gone with the pink because I like pink and chocolate colours together, and we're having a vague attempt at summer, so every other day the children are saying, "Mummy, can we have some ice cream please?" And it's one child wants vanilla, the other one wants strawberry, and another one wants chocolate. So I think the colours are perhaps on my mind anyway. But yeah, I could imagine these in blues for boys, and then perhaps instead of a bow on the top you would maybe put a knot. There we go. So that's all the trimming done. So I'm going to stick it all together, turn it over. I just find that easier. And we're going to put adhesive in the 6 squares that we've just hacked into. So all 6 of those. Okay, I've got glue stuck to my nail now. Right, so you take one and fold it round and line up your square, and the same on the mirror image of it. And we're beginning to start the bottom of the box. So this one here, we're going to stick that in there as well. And that one. So that's the inside of the box. So this is now forming the lid. And then that will just close over without any problem. So now I'm going to decorate it. So I had Whisper White before. I have got the very vanilla satin ribbon this time. And I'm going to try and tie a bow. That bow, the chances of me tying one pretty as that again, somewhere close between slim and no chance. So, okay, how do I want to do this? I want to have the bow flat at the bottom. There we go. Oh, I've got far too much ribbon, but you know, it's better than me trying to fumble with 0 length to work from. Okay. Oh, keep your fingers crossed, everybody, that this works. It did. Yay. Satin ribbon likes me. Oh, such a lucky girl. I'm also clearly easily pleased. Okay, I could fiddle about with that all day. I'd probably fiddle it ugly. Okay, let's trim before it just goes silly. So, okay, so now, there you go. You saw the flat bottom there. It means it's going to sit nicely. So now I want to get this white stamping onto the colour. So I had, it's here still, early espresso this time, chocolate chip. Now we're going with early espresso. And I'm going to do white stamping. And now our white actually is creamy rather than white. You can see it against the white of my grid paper. So I'm getting away with it, ish. But because I'm stamping on dark, I've got my embossing buddy, which I would recommend anyway, just to take off the static and any grease. I've got my Versamark. This is my mucky. I call this my mucky one. It's the one I don't mind if it goes into, you know, if colours go into it. And the stamp set actually I've got is Circle of Spring, which is lovely. This matches our wondrous wreath framelets, and I've got some card projects coming out with it in the coming days. I had Thank You before. I'm going with For You this time. Ready prepped. I'll stamp that down there. And then, oh, why do I do this every time I forget to get a piece of scrap paper? Let's see what's on my desk. Oh, drawings from my little boys. Oh, there we go, there's a piece of scrap. Yeah, the boys do like to decorate for me and themselves. My 4-year-old Oliver currently has blue, purple and pink feet. I bought him some new pens, well I bought the 2 little ones some new pens, and he decided that colouring in the colouring book I bought them was not good enough. The colouring feet and their sheets was a better idea. Please tell me I'm not the only mother that happens to. Okay, right, I'm going to heat emboss this now, so if you're listening in volume, turn the volume down. And that's just going to go from powdery to nice and sort of creamy and liquidy and brighten basically. It's going to brighten up. There we go. So I'm going to punch that with my 1-inch circle punch. And then some glimmer paper with the 1 1/4 inch scallop circle. Dazzling diamonds, of course. Oops, too many there. One of those, and pop that on the back. And on my original I did put a little bow on there. I don't think I'm actually that keen on it. I think it's better without, so I'm going to leave it like that. What do you think? Stylish box, in my opinion. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you very soon.